Good evening. Concerning claims the Telstra outage contributed to the death of an elderly South Australian are now being investigated by police.
But there's anger over a Liberal senator's refusal to report the matter to authorities.
A mid-morning visit after an overnight post, Senator Kerrynne Liddle's big claim caused for alarm.
Like many South Australians, I was surprised and shocked last night.
It said, my office has received a report of a tragic death after an apparent failure to connect to 000 during the nationwide outage. But police weren't aware, and the senator admits she didn't report it to them, saying, my office advised the family to reach out to SAPOL directly. The grieving family did that today. Police confirming after being advised of the death, an investigation immediately commenced into the cause and circumstances.
If people are going to make claims publicly, they need to be able to back them up. People are going to make claims that involve our police. They need to cooperate with police when necessary.
I find it pretty interesting that we've got the Labor Party who are focused on comments made by a senator. Surely they'd be putting all of their focus on trying to make telcos responsible and accountable for what we're seeing.
The under-fire senator defending her decision not to tell police, saying, amid much public interest, I prioritise the privacy of the family during this time. 7 News made several attempts to contact the senator today, but was told by her staff that the office wasn't open and she was unavailable. Telstra says it's working closely with police to determine if there's any link between the matter and yesterday's outage. Hannah Ford, 7 News.
And Telstra says the problem is fixed, but there are still so many questions.
As we go to air, the telco's boss is hours away from landing back in Australia and into a firestorm.
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
For a second day, Telstra's chief financial officer is pushed into the spotlight, defending the telco and the whereabouts of his boss.
So she'll be back tonight?
She'll be back on deck tomorrow morning.
Chief Executive Officer Vicky Brady is returning from an overseas holiday.
She got on the first plane that she could get onto to get back.
A software defect in a data centre behind the meltdown. In total, 639 welfare checks were conducted through texts, calls and police. 7 callers advised they needed assistance. Their details passed on to emergency services.
We've now implemented a solution that has addressed the impact of this issue.
Telstra is considering compensation for its customers, but it could also face fines in the tens of millions from the communications watchdog.
Financial penalties are a big driver of motivation when it comes to private business.
We need reliability, we need minimum performance standards, we need compensation, and we need everything built around the consumer.
Josh Martin, 7 News.
A warrant's been issued for the arrest of a Smithfield man accused of kicking a defenceless dog in a Bunnings car park. After failing to attend court for a second time, he's no longer eligible for police bail and will go straight into custody.
A second no-show for alleged dog kicker Nathan Bradwell, leaving the magistrate, RSPCA lawyers and the animal's owners fresh out of patience.
He just needs to be a man. Own up to what you did, show up, face the consequences, get it over and done with.
A second warrant has been issued for his arrest, and this time bail is out of the question, meaning he'll go straight to the cells.
They're going to find you one way or another.
Vision of Bradwell allegedly kicking Tyler and Hayden's 4-year-old Staffy Mayer twice in the head outside the Parafield Bunnings went viral. But there's been no sign of the 48-year-old since his first court appearance, where he insisted he was acting in self-defence.
I defended myself when I pushed the dog off. I got marks on my stomach where I've been bitten.
Show us the mark. Mayer's owners maintain the video speaks for itself.
I'm still struggling with it, honestly, with the frustration and the anger that somebody's able to just do that to an innocent animal that's tethered and within her own space.
Bradwell wasn't home today, but he did answer his phone, explaining he missed court because his car had broken down and he had no other way of getting there.
After 4 hearings and 2 of them no-shows, Bradwell is rapidly running out of chances.
If found guilty, he faces up to 4 years behind bars.
We'll show up anytime that we're needed to be around to advocate for her. We'll be here.
Deanna Williams, 7 News.
The Crows' new headquarters is starting to take shape. The club posting a video update on the progress at the Theberton site. A drone flyover captures what's been happening as the $105 million project edges closer to completion by the end of the year. Adelaide's AFL, AFLW and SANFL teams will all train there, and it will be the home ground for the women's matches.
A destructive would-be thief has delayed the big opening of a new Prospect Road bakery. It was one of two businesses targeted by a masked bandit in the early hours of this morning.
The thief clambers over a barrier inside Prospect Road's Bottega Gelateria before kicking a glass door and losing his shoe.
For, I don't know, just because of fun of it.
Undeterred, he takes a register containing about $100 worth of coins and goes out the way he came in.
It's sad when you have to start the day after a hard work behind, so it's a bit frustrating.
The petty cash is more than the suspect got from his previous target minutes earlier. Tomorrow, the Chibo signage is coming down and being replaced with St George's Bakehouse branding. But the building's damaged front door has delayed the new business's grand opening.
We don't think they took anything. We didn't have really anything to take. But yeah, it's just pushed everything back a little bit, so probably expected for early next week now.
Witnesses say following the smash and grabs, the thief jumped onto a getaway e-bike and fled. By the time police got here, the trail had gone cold.
Prospect's such a beautiful community. As soon as I saw the police cars, I thought, no, that can't be.
Patrols did locate a cash till suspected of being stolen, dumped down a side street. Lauren Rose, 7 News.
Pauline Hanson has received a glowing endorsement from a controversial UK podcaster. Far-right figure Tommy Robinson described the One Nation leader as one of the bravest ladies on the planet in an apparent teaser for an interview. Hanson is on a fortnight-long political tour of the UK. It was another podcast interview with Robinson that ended Carl Stefanovic's time as Today's Show host and his long-running career with Channel 9.
Tens of thousands of people are gathering in Melbourne tonight to catch a glimpse of Narendra Modi. The Indian Prime Minister is here to buy our uranium and is getting the full rock star treatment.
A tarmac welcome for Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, greeted by a federal one, then a Premier, with an 18-second handshake. PM with PM had to wait until AM. A business breakfast at the Sofitel where compliments were main course.
You are the living bridge between our nations.
This is Modi's third Australian visit, the most of any Indian leader. This time he wants our uranium, striking a deal for billions of dollars of the radioactive element to fuel India's growing power demands.
And give our clean energy objectives fresh momentum.
Providing an additional market for the Australian resources sector.
Australian Super will invest $500 million in India's investment and infrastructure fund.